For more than 2 decades, millions of Americans began their mornings with Janice Dean's warm smile, reassuring voice, and reliable weather forecasts on Fox News. To viewers, she appeared energetic, optimistic, and always ready to brighten even the stormiest forecast. Her signature phrase, "mostly sunny," became more than a weather update. It reflected the hopeful attitude that made her one of television's most beloved meteorologists. But behind that familiar smile was a private battle that very few people fully understood. In 2005, just 1 year after joining Fox News, Janice Dean received life-changing news. Doctors diagnosed her with multiple sclerosis, commonly known as MS, a chronic autoimmune disease that attacks the central nervous system. The condition can cause fatigue, muscle weakness, numbness, balance problems, vision issues, and many other symptoms that often change without warning. There's currently no cure, and every person's experience with the disease is different. For many people, such a diagnosis would have completely changed their lives. Instead, Janice made a remarkable decision. She chose to continue doing the job she loved, while quietly learning how to live with a condition that would remain with her for the rest of her life. What made her journey even more challenging was her demanding work schedule. As a morning television personality, Janice regularly woke up around 2:30 a.m. to prepare for live broadcasts. These early mornings, combined with the pressure of live television, required enormous physical and mental energy. For someone living with multiple sclerosis, fatigue is often one of the most difficult symptoms to manage, making her commitment even more extraordinary. Yet viewers rarely saw the struggle. Every morning, Janice appeared calm, cheerful, and professional. She delivered weather reports with confidence, often bringing warmth and humor to broadcasts regardless of what she was personally experiencing. Her audience saw consistency, but behind the scenes she was managing medical appointments, monitoring symptoms, and carefully balancing her health with the responsibilities of a national television career. Multiple sclerosis is often called an invisible illness because many of its symptoms cannot be seen from the outside. A person may look perfectly healthy while dealing with overwhelming exhaustion, nerve pain, or difficulties with movement and concentration. Janice's story helped bring attention to this reality. Her experience reminded people that not every struggle is visible and that many individuals quietly face serious health challenges every day. Rather than allowing her diagnosis to define her, Janice chose to educate others. Over the years, she became an advocate for people living with MS, speaking openly about the disease and encouraging greater awareness. She shared parts of her own journey through interviews, books, and public appearances, helping countless patients realize they were not alone. Her strength extended far beyond the television studio. Janice also became a successful author and podcast host, using her platform to discuss health, family, and resilience. At home, she embraced her roles as a wife and mother, balancing the demands of family life with a demanding national career. Like many working parents, she faced daily challenges, but living with MS added another layer of complexity that required constant determination and careful planning. Despite the obstacles, she remained remarkably positive. Her optimistic outlook inspired not only viewers but also fellow journalists and colleagues who admired her professionalism. Many who worked with Janice described her as someone who brought kindness and encouragement into the newsroom, regardless of the difficulties she faced personally. As the years passed, however, living with multiple sclerosis became increasingly demanding. While modern treatments have helped many patients slow the progression of the disease, MS remains unpredictable. Symptoms can worsen over time, and managing a high-pressure career becomes increasingly difficult. By late 2025, Janice reached an important crossroads. After years of balancing her health with the demands of live television, she and her medical team recognized that continuing the same exhausting schedule could place additional strain on her body. It became clear that protecting her long-term health had to become the priority. Making that decision was undoubtedly emotional. For someone who had spent over 20 years serving viewers every morning, stepping away from a familiar routine meant closing an important chapter of her life, yet it also represented an act of courage. Choosing health is never a sign of weakness. In many ways, it requires even greater strength in continuing to push through pain. In June 2026, Jenny shared an emotional message with her audience explaining that her body could no longer handle the physical demands of daily live television. Rather than focusing on sadness, she expressed gratitude for the support she had received throughout her career and hope for the future. The response was immediate and heartfelt. Fans from across the country shared messages of appreciation, thanking her not only for years of trusted weather forecasts, but also for her honesty about living with an invisible illness. Many people with multiple sclerosis reached out to say that her story gave them hope and made them feel understood. Others simply thanked her for showing that strength often exists quietly, without recognition. Her colleagues also expressed admiration for her resilience and dedication. Throughout her career, Janice had earned respect not only for her broadcasting skills, but also for her compassion, professionalism, and unwavering optimism. Today, Janice Dean's legacy extends far beyond weather forecasting. She demonstrated that success is not measured only by professional achievements, but also by the courage to face life's greatest challenges with dignity. She showed that resilience is built through countless small decisions, to keep moving forward, to stay hopeful, and to continue serving others even during difficult times. Her story also changed the way many people think about invisible illnesses. It encouraged greater understanding and compassion for those whose struggles cannot always be seen. Sometimes the strongest individuals are not those who appear fearless, but those who continue showing up despite carrying burdens that remain hidden from the world. In the end, Janice Dean's journey is about much more than television or weather reports. It is a story of perseverance, faith, family, and quiet courage. Behind every forecast she delivered was a woman determined not to let her illness define her future. Millions will remember her for bringing sunshine to their mornings, but perhaps her greatest legacy is the example she set, that hope, kindness, and resilience can shine even during life's darkest storms.